Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great week and today we're going to continue with quadratics. Um, this is basically what we have left. Let's see what we can do. So question number 15. What are the solutions to the equation below? Okay. First, when I see these answers, I don't see an exact number. So it's not like, the ones that we have done before. So instantly, I know I'm looking at the quadratic formula, because this is basically the quadratic formula. Now, the quadratic formula is negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a, where, and this is what a, b, and c are going to be. You have ax squared plus bx plus c. So in this case, I'm going to say that a equal 2, b equal negative 3 when you take the sign into consideration, and c equal negative 12. So this is the formula. I'm not sure if you guys are provided with any formula, but I really recommend to learn it. It's going to help you in all the math you take from now on. So really very important. So I'm going to say minus negative 3, minus is negative 3, which is just going to be positive negative 3, and just substituting the values. Plus minus square root of negative 3 square, sorry, minus 4. Now a is 2, and c is minus 12. And all this over 2a, and we just say that a is 2. So we have this, and we're going to solve. Oh, basically we say x equal this. This x. Now we have x equal 3 plus minus. Negative 3 squared is just 9. So 9 minus a minus, like minus here is positive. Minus and minus plus is positive. So plus 4 times 2, 8, times 12. 8 times 12 is 96. So 96, oops, over 2 times 2, 4. Now I have that x equal 3 plus minus 9 plus 96 is 105. So square root of 105 over 4. Is that any of the options? Yes, right here, D. So this is our answer. Now let's look at an example and the next example. Where are the solutions to, okay, that's the equation, round to the nearest tenth. Again, by being the round, like by seeing the round option here, I'm almost sure I need to use the quadratic formula. So let's get to it. Something important about the quadratic formula is that the equation needs to be equal to 0. So we need to make this equal 0. I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. This is going to cancel out. And we have 3x squared minus 12x minus 10 equals 0. So a will be equal to 3, b will be equal to negative 12, and c will be equal to negative 10. Now we have our values. We have our equation. So x will be equal to minus b, and minus 12 is just positive 12, plus minus square root of b squared, so 12 squared, minus 4ac, so 4 times 3 times negative 10. 4, 3, and negative 10. Over 2a, all of this over 2a, 2 a, which is 3. Now we start solving. X equal 12 plus minus. Negative 12x squared is just 144. You know, negative, negative, positive, and 12 and 12 is 144. And then negative, negative again, positive. So it will be 4 times 3. I mean, negative 4 times 3, negative 12. Negative 12 times negative 10, it will be positive 120. And if we do it in our calculator, we have negative 4 times 3 times negative 10. So positive 120. All that over 2 times 3, which is 6. And we keep simplifying. So we have 12 plus minus 144 plus 120 is 264 over 6. And we just solve for this. So we have, you see the plus minus, so we can rewrite this as x equal 12 plus the square root of 264 over 6, and x equal 12 minus square root of 264 over 6. So I'm going to go to my calculator. So it will be 12 plus square root 264, all this over 6. And they say round to the nearest tenth. So it will be, we have 4.708, and the nearest tenth is the same one, so we have a 0 and we keep 4.7. Oops, this is the top one, sorry, this is the plus one. Now we do the minus one. I can say 12 minus, and we have negative 0.78. And again, this is the nearest tenth. We have a 0 after, so we keep the same number. So it will be 4.7 and negative 0.7, which is option C. Now consider the following equation. Okay, which option contains the solution to the equation? Okay, let's see. We just need to do the same. We need to make it equal 0, so I'm gonna add 3 both sides. And I have x squared minus 8x plus 3 equals 0. A will be equal 1 since we don't have any value in front of x squared. B is negative 8, and C is 3. So we substitute our values, it will be minus minus, so 8 plus minus square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3 over 2 times A, which is going to be 1, and this is x equal. So x will be equal 8 plus minus 8 squared is 64, so 64 minus 4 times 1, 4 times 3 is 12, so minus 12 over 2. Now x will be equal 8 plus minus 64 minus 12 is 56, so 56 over 2. Now we want to get rid of the 2. So I know that I want to get a 2 out of this. So what is um the square root of what number will give me 2? That will be 4. So 2 is equal to 4. So if I divide 56 by 4 by 4, that will give me 14 if I'm not mistaken. So 56 divided by 4, yeah, 14. So I can say that x will be equal 8 plus minus square root of 14 times 4 over 2. Now x equal plus minus. We don't have the square root of 14, but we do have the square root of 4. So square root of 4 is 2. So 2 is square root of 14 over 2. And then we can say 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So 4 plus minus square root of 14. Which is, okay, I must have miscalculated something. Yeah, I'm just dumb. This is 52. So 64 minus 12 is 52. This will be 52 and this will be 13. So that was my bad. But basically everything else is fine. So it will be 4 plus minus square root of 13. Sorry about that. And you know, it is positive because b is minus 8. And we have minus b in the formula. So it will be minus 8. So it will finish being 8 positive. That's the reason it is not option 8. So let's see now 18 solutions to that equation. So we have this, we have that a equal to b equal negative 3, c equal 10. So we're going to substitute our values again. We have x equal minus 3, so 3, plus minus square root of negative 3 square, minus 4 times 2 times 10 over 2a, which is 2. And this will be x equal 3 plus minus 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 2, 8, like negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, negative 8 times 10 is negative 80, over 2 times 2, 4, and this will be equal to x equal 3 plus minus 9 minus 80, you know, we subtract each other, and we keep the sign of the greatest. 80 is greater than 9, so it will be minus 8 minus 9 is 71, so minus 71 over 4. No. Can we do square root of a negative number? No, that's not a real number. We cannot do square root of negative number. If you put a square root of negative 71 in your calculator, the expression is incorrect. You just get error. Like, that's not possible. And since that's not possible, we say that there are no real solutions. Because that's simply not possible. Now, okay, when using the method to complete the square, which equation is equivalent? Okay, this is a different method. I'm just gonna go through it so you can see more or less what I'm doing. So basically, I'm going to leave the x in one side and take number to the other. So I'm going to add 10 to both sides. So it will be x squared minus 12x, this cancels out, equal 10. Now, what I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna make, so it will be x minus of x plus a blank square that was supposed to be square, or a rectangle, a blank rectangle, help, okay, equal 10 plus another blank rectangle. You never forget the rectangle in both sides. It must be equal. Now what we are going to do is we're going to divide the middle one by 2. So 12 divided by 2, that's going to be 6. The middle one divided by 2. And then we're going to square it. So 6 squared equals 36. So we add a 36 here. And we add a 36 here. Now, you have this and you want to factor it. like it is very important. You need to divide the middle one by 2 and then square the middle one. So that's basically that's the complete the square. That's the method. It's everything you need to do. Now you have this, factoring. You have x squared minus 12 x plus 36. So I can say x, and then I can say minus 6 and minus 6. Why? Minus times minus is positive. 6 times 6 is 36. And we want a minus in the middle. So now I'm going to, you know, cross the the numbers. So I have x and minus 6 is minus x minus 6x, and it will give me minus 12. So we are fine. So my answer here will be x minus 6 times x minus 6 equal 10 plus 30x. And if since we are multiplying the same expression, we have x minus 6 squared equal 46, which is option D. Now we are using completing the square again. So like doing the same process. I'm going to add 13 because I want the x in the left and the number in the right. So we have them x squared minus 10x plus the rectangle, and I want a rectangle, not a triangle, and this is okay, equals 0 plus 13 is just 13 plus the rectangle. We never forget the rectangle. I recommend drawing it, like literally drawing in the paper list. It will save you dumb mistakes. I'm telling by experience. So now we have the middle one. We divide by 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5, like negative 5. And then negative 5 squared will be equal to 25. So we add 25 here, and we put the 25 inside the rectangle. The same process. Now if we factor this, x squared minus 10x plus 25, we're going to get, we saw that this is negative 5, no? So what we're going to get always in this factorings is going to be x uh, plus the value we get. So we plus the value we get in the middle one. So in this step, so it will be plus negative 5 on all this square. So x plus negative 5 is just x minus 5. And then we have x minus 5 squared. So this will be x minus 5 squared. And then 13 plus 25, that's 38. So equal 38, which is option A. So here I just didn't do the factoring. You can always do the factoring process, but the thing is that you always get that answer. So it will be, we have negative 12 divided by 2, that's negative 6. And then we got x minus 6 squared, which is the same as saying x plus minus 6. And all of this square is just the exact same. Now, we are solving this equation by completing the square. What number must be added to both sides of the equation to complete the square? So this is basically what number is inside the rectangle. We add 25 here in this example, and we add 36 here in this example. That's the number inside the rectangle. Let's see, we have this. We have x squared plus 18x equals 16. So I'm going to divide. Okay, wait, we have the plus the square, well, the rectangle, is gonna be equal 16 plus the rectangle. Wait, why? Okay, I'm gonna just gonna leave that. So I'm going to divide 18 by 2. It's going to be 9. And then 9 squared will be 81. So we add 81 here and we add 81 here. So the number I added is 81. Option D. Now, if quadratic equation x squared plus 12x plus 17 equals 0 is rewritten in the form of x minus p x squared equals q, where are the values of p and q? So basically what we are doing is solving by completing the square. It's the same as we have done before. It's exactly this and this. Oops. Okay, so let's just solve for it. First, we don't want a number here, so we subtract 17 from both sides. And we have x squared plus 12x plus my beautiful square or rectangle. I don't know why I keep saying square. Equal 0 minus 17 is just negative 17 plus my rectangle. So then we divide 12 by 2. That's equals 6. 6 squared is 36. So we add 36 both sides. And as I mentioned before, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So my answer will be x plus 12 divided by 2, which is going to be 6 square equal negative 17 plus 36, just the same as 36 minus 17, which is going to be 19. If you want, you can always do it by your calculator, you know. And we have that. Okay, this is something funny. We have minus p here. So if we are doing, if we have x minus p, then p to make, we have a to make wait, let me rephrase. X minus p should be equal x plus 6. So we can subtract x from both sides and we can just get rid of the x, and I have minus p equals 6. Now if I divide both sides by minus 1, I have that we can cancel out the signs here, and I have that p equal minus 6 because our answer was positive. It was plus 6. So p must be equal minus 6. It is not any of this, so it should be equal a. And it is equal to a. We have the 19 here and the positive 6 here. So I hope you guys understood. Remember, you can DM me either way. Here, the length of a rectangular flat screen television is 6 inches less than twice its width. If the area of the television screen is 1,100 square inches, which of the equation can be used to determine the width in inches? So, okay, we have that the length is going to be equal. Just going to call it L. By is going to be equal. Angle of reflection television is 6 inches less than twice its width, so it will be twice width, and they say that the width is x, so 2x minus 6, since it is 6 inches less than twice the width. So 6 less minus 6 times the width times the twice the width is 2x, 2 width. If the area of the television screen is 110 square inches, which equation can we use to determine the width in inches? So we know that the area is L times width equal the area. We have that the width, W, equal X, because I say here it's width X. So we can say, and the L is just this, so we can say that 2x minus 6, which is L, times x, which is the width, equal the area. And the area is 1,100, since they provided in the sample. So which equation is like this? That's number 8. Now, a new homeowner needs to determine the length of his rectangular backyard before he goes to the store for fencing. He knows that the area of the yard, okay, wait a second. Okay, yes, okay. He knows that the area of the yard is 51 square meters, so area equal 51 square meters, so area equal 51. And that the width, W, equal 5.2 meter. Oh, is 5.2 meters longer than the length. So it will be 5.2 longer, so plus the length. Which equation could be used to determine the dimensions of the backyard, where the length L and the width, when the length is L and the width is W. So first we have that W is 5.2 times L. We have also that area is W times L. So since we have W in terms of L, I'm just going to say that 51 is going to be equal W, which is 5.2 plus L times L, which is the length. Now we do need to solve this. So it will be 51 equal 5.2 times L is 5.2 L. L times L is L squared. Is this any of the options? Okay, I can also subtract 51 from both sides. So I can cancel and I can get 0 equal. I'm just going to rewrite it. L squared plus this positive, so plus 5.2 L. And then we have negative 51 minus 51, which is option B. Now, 25. A rectangular garden is surrounded by a sidewalk of uniform width. The sidewalk has a length of 18 meters, so length 18, and a width of 10 meters, so width 10. If the area of the garden, excluding the sidewalk, is 84 meters, so area excluding the sidewalk, 84 meters. Write an equation that could be used to determine the width of the sidewalk. Okay, let me see something. A rectangular garden surrounded by a sidewalk of uniform width. Okay, they basically say that the sidewalk has a length of 18 meters and a width of 10 meters. If the area of the garden to determine the width of the sidewalk. This equation I think has something wrong because they're asking for the width x of the sidewalk, and here they say that the sidewalk has a width of 10 meters. So I think they confused, and maybe they wanted to say that the garden has a width of 10 meters. Okay, let me see something. Okay, I was analyzing it, and they must have written something wrong because if we want to calculate, like they say that the sidewalk, so suppose this is the garden and this is the sidewalk. So they are giving us the width, which is going to be this, and the length, which is basically this part. And if we calculate the whole thing, it will be 18 times 10, which is going to be 180. Now, if we want the area of the sidewalk, it will be 180 minus the area of the garden, which is 84. So 180 minus 84 will give us 76. It will be equal to 76. Now, this is the area of the sidewalk. But the thing is that they are saying with this we can do nothing because we are using the width of the sidewalk. Like it doesn't make sense because they are giving us that. So I think they either mess up and they wanted the width of the garden, or they were given the width of the garden and they wanted the width of the sidewalk. So I'm just going to continue to the next question. An object is launched from the ground level. It reaches a maximum height of 256 feet in 4 seconds and lands on the ground 8 seconds after its launch. Which equation represents the height of the object after x seconds? Wait, the weight of the object x seconds after it is launched. So basically, what I'm seeing is that the maximum height, the top, is at 4 seconds, and it is at the bottom 8 seconds. And you realize 4 is half 8, or you can say that 8 is twice 4. So the graph, this is time and this is position. So this is the height. Let's say height. This is 4 and this is 8. So it should be something like this. When 4 is the top one, is the maximum, and this equals to 56. And also it says that it is launching from the ground level. So at 0 seconds when it is launched, it's a 0 because it's the ground level. So this is what we have. Now, first of all, the y-intercept, which is gonna be the height, is 0, so we do not have a y-intercept, so we can get rid of that one. Now, the graph is looking down. So it start facing down and finish facing down. So we are looking for a negative sign here because it's going down. If we don't have the negative sign, it will be like this, like a happy face. The negative sign is a sad face. So it is not D. Now, how do we identify between A and B? Basically, there is a formula which is the vertex formula of the quadratic equation that it is very helpful to know. So the vertex formula is y equal a times x minus h, if I'm not mistaken, plus k, where where the vertex use the higher point or the lowest point. Basically, is the curve, you know, this part, or in a positive one will be this part. Is h comma k. Now we have, in this case, we don't have the a, but we do have the a, so it will be x minus or or um x value is 4, so x minus 4 plus, or y value is 256. 256. Oh, never mind. This is the y-intercept. Oops. No, I did it right. So this is 256. It will just cancel out later when we substitute for a. But um we can solve for a because we have points, so we can take the point 0, comma 0. We have that 0y equal to 8x minus 0. So we have the point 0, comma 0 minus 4 plus 256. We have negative 0, like 8 times negative 4 will be negative 4a. That will be equal, we subtract 256 from both sides, negative 256. I just saw another mistake. This is square. Okay, I'm basically going to start over. The formula is the one that I put, so it is so the formula is y equal a x minus h squared plus k, where the vertex, the highest point or the lowest point, is h comma k. Now, if we want to solve for y, we just need to take a point. The easiest point in our case is 0, comma 0. I meant solve for a, sorry about that. But our easiest point is 0, comma 0. So if we substitute our values, we're gonna get 0 for y equal 8 times 0 for x, then minus, or x of our vectors is 4 minus 4 square plus our highest value is 256. So 256, or y value. We start solving, we can subtract 256 from both sides. So we get that negative 256 equal 8 times negative 4 squared is just 16. So then we can divide by 16 in both sides. Divide by positive 16. This cancels out. Negative 256 divided by 16 is just going to be negative 16. So that's our value. So now that we have everything, we can substitute. And we have that negative 16 times x minus 4 squared plus 256. Sorry about the cut. What I was saying, we get this formula. So we solve for this formula. Oops. We have negative 16, then x minus 4 squared. Remember this from previous videos. We have a squared, which is going to be x squared. In this case, minus 2 times a is 2x times 4 is 2x times 4 is 8x 4 squared is 16, which is going to be b squared. And this is plus 256. Then we just multiply negative 16 times x squared is negative 16x squared. Negative 16 times negative a is positive 128x, and this will be negative 256 plus 256. This just cancel out, so we have option B. That's basically how you solve it. I know it's a lot, but that's basically how it is. Remember, you can always DM me if you have any questions. Now, here, the population of a small town can be represented by the equation. Okay, you have the equation there, where y represents the number of years after year 2000. In which year will the population reach 5,000? Okay, so I'm just going to, P is the population. So I'm just going to substitute the 50,000 in the population. So I have 50,000 equal 20y squared plus 360y plus 18,000. Now I want to make this equal 0. So we subtract 50,000 in both sides. Cancel, and I have 0 equal 20y squared plus 360. 18,000 minus 15,000. We just keep the sign of the greater, which is going to be negative, and subtract one another. So 50,000 minus 18,000, that's going to be 32,000. Now, remember what I told you? We can divide both sides by 20, so we can delete the 20. So we have easier calculation. So 0 divided by 20 is just 0, then 20 divided by 20 is 1, so y squared. Well, this is 360y. 360 divided by 20 is gonna be 18. You can always use your calculator for this one. So 360 divided by 20, that's 18. So 18y. And then 32,000 divided by 20, that's going to be 1,600 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1,600. So minus 1,600. And this is a lot easier to work with. Now we can either try to factor or use the quadratic formula. I sincerely would jump straight to the quadratic formula since factor such a large number might be difficult to think. So I'm just gonna go straight to the quadratic formula. And I have negative b, which is gonna be negative 18 plus minus square root of b squared, so 18 squared minus 4, oops, minus 4, a is 1, and c is negative 1,600 over 2a, which is 2 times 1. And this is basically y equal. It is not x because we're using y as our term. Like, remember, the variable can be any letter. It doesn't matter what letter are you using. So y will be equal negative 18 plus minus 18 squared is 324. So square root of 324. For negative 4 times negative 1,600 is positive 6,400. If I'm not mistaken, you can always check, remember. Yes. And 2 times 1 is just 2. The y will be equal negative 18 plus minus 3 and 6400 plus 324. That's 6724 over 2. And then when we go and calculate this, we have 18. Oh, it is negative 18, right? Yes, negative 18. Let's say plus square root of 6724 or 34. Wait, 24. And all of this divided by 2. And that give me 32. Now what happens if I put the minus? It's negative 50. Years cannot be negative. So we're looking at the positive answer, which is 32. And you remember this is the number of years after 2000. So it'll be 2000 plus 32, 32, which will be 2032, and that's option C. Now for a quadratic function, f the solutions to the I just realized we have done more than enough today, so I'll leave it that. I'll leave it with that exercise, and we'll continue next week. I don't think we get to finish. Okay, I'm just going to do one more exercise because next week is the last week we have to finish this, so I'm going to do one more exercise. Sorry for the long video. Now, for a quadratic function, the solutions to the equation of x equals 0, which is just any solution, is what we have been doing since the beginning, are 5 over 6 and negative 2 over 3. Which function could represent f? Okay, we have that x equals 7 over 5, and we have that x equals negative 2 over 3. Now we want to make this equal 0, so I'm going to subtract 7 over 5 from both sides in this case. So this can cancel out, and I'm going to add 2 over 3 in this case. So this cancels out. So I have that x minus 7 over 5 equals 0, and I have that x plus 2 over 3 equals 0. So I need to multiply those. So I have x minus 7 over 5 times x plus 2 over 3. So I'm using my formula, x times x squared, x times 2 over 3, 2 over 3x. And negative 7 over 5 times x is negative 7 over 5x. And negative 7 over 5 plus 2 over 3 times 2 over 3 is negative 7 times 2, negative 14. 5 times 3, 15. Now, 2 over 3x minus 7 over 5x. We want the same denominator, so I'm just going to do 5 times 3, which is 15. And now I say 15 divided by 3, that's 5. 5 times 2, 10. 15 divided by 5, 3. 3 times 7, 21. So minus 21 because I keep the sign. 10 minus 21, that's equal negative 11. So we have negative 11 over 15. Now I'm going to go to the side, and I'm going to use other colors so you don't get confused. And I'm going to have x squared minus 11x over 15. Yes, we keep the x here. I forgot to keep the x. Minus 14 over 15. Now you see that we don't have um sorry, we don't have fractions here, so I'm just going to multiply the whole thing times 15. So 15 times x squared is 15x squared. Now the 15 here, we just cancel the denominator here, so it will be minus 11x. And it will cancel the denominator here, so it will be minus 14. So 15x minus 11x minus 14, which is option B. Now we'll finish next week because we need to finish next week. I hope you guys understood. See you.